What do you think about saving to sort of take care of your life later, vis-a-vis using that money, for example, putting it up in a camera, putting up in your computers, production work?
All right, so there is, I think I would answer in two ways. Number one, I would answer that question differently depending on the country that I'm in. If I'm in a country where there is hyperinflation, savings don't work there. When you put your money in a facility, the rate at which it's losing value, just doesn't make sense. Makes sense more to buy either forex or assets. There, in an economy that is hyperinflation, doesn't make sense. So you want to stay away. But for most economies where the inflation is not going crazy, it's under check. The money is not losing value at an unsustainable rate. I say there's a couple of different reasons why you save. Number one, you save for opportunities. Number two, you save for contingencies and emergencies. And three, you could say you save for, let's say, opportunities and investments are the same. You can save for fun and play and holidays. That becomes the three. If I come to opportunities and investments, when you save some money, now if you've been saving and you have $1,000 in your savings and the inflation is not crazy, so you're not worried about money losing value, an opportunity can come. You might say, I have this investment, my friend, it works like this, get into this. You could see something online, take this course, get this job, but you've got savings to pick it up. Because I always tell people that sometimes the way you do search gets influenced by what you believe you have. If I had said right now, go look for a coach to coach you on how to do podcasting, you know how you're going to search when you are broke? You say free coach, free advisor on podcasting, free this. That's how you're going to search, right? And it influences sort of the results that the algorithm pulls for you. If you have savings and you've got capacity, you've got 10,000, 100,000 in your savings, and I give you the same instruction. You know how you search best coach, best podcaster best, you see. And it sort of influences, again, the results that the algorithm pulls towards you. And sometimes we don't recognize that savings, just knowing that you've got money in the bank, has the power to influence your confidence. It has the power to influence how you search for things. It has the power to influence how you feel when you're around people that have money. When you know you have nothing in their account, a lot of people struggle to find their feet when it comes to confidence. So you always then want to recognize that side of things. And saving for opportunities says you never know when the next big opportunity comes, and a lot of the times I've seen people disqualify themselves from even trying, because an opportunity comes, it needs $1,000, but I have no way to get it. So you say, I don't qualify. So you walk through life disqualifying yourself from certain opportunities, from attending certain events, from networking with certain individuals, because you don't have the capacity to run and play the game at their level. So savings change that, because you start to build that belief in yourself. You've got capacity. You're not faking it, right? So I've seen it help people in that way. And then investment is in the same way. As you're saving, I think I gave people this example. I saved and then realized I don't have to keep saving. I could invest some of this money, buy podcasting equipment. One of the things I bought was the house, because when they wanted 10% deposit, I pulled that from my investments. I started saving, then I started putting money into investment and buying financial assets. And when they wanted 200,000, which would be not 20, maybe $12,000, $15,000, all I had to do was place a request in the investment house to say I need this money from the savings. I need to pay a deposit for my house. 3 days it was in my account. That shocked me because of where I was coming from, right? So when you're saving and then investing, you save first because now you need to build that capacity. But if you because you can't build the discipline to save, you build the discipline to invest. That's how this equipment can come. But the other two are actually more dangerous, and many people don't realize it. Saving for contingencies and saving for fun and play, like going on holiday. Many people don't save for those, and I always say because they're living hand to mouth, they don't recognize that they are one crisis away from getting into debt. They're not in debt now, but one person passes away and you get into a funeral and the expenses are beyond what you can cater for at that time. You get into debt to cover this little emergency. And because you didn't have a good credit score, by whatever fortune, you couldn't get a loan, you get it at a very high interest rate because you need it quickly, then you get trapped in that cycle of debt that keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And many people don't realize that it's that. You get into a crisis, something happens in your life, and because you didn't have savings or you didn't have investments, because they work the same, because you didn't have any of those, you then get into problems. But others, it's not even a crisis. They went on a holiday, they used their credit card, and once they're in another country, they didn't realize that when you're in another country and paying in dollars, prices kind of work differently, right? You thought you were going to spend 10,000, but in some countries, the 10,000 you had in mind becomes 30 because of the prices you find once you're there.
I've been to Norway and I know how it works.
You see now.
Yeah.
And then by the time you come back, you realize, flip, you hit your limits on all your credit cards, and now the struggle begins. So when it comes to savings, save with a purpose and a goal in mind. You save so that you have cover for 3 months, for 6 months, depending on how you live your life. But you also save so that you create the capacity to invest. So it's balancing. You don't just want to save for the sake of saving or because someone said save, but save a portion of amount that covers you for these basic things. But the big play is always investing, which means when you're putting money away, you're buying assets. Assets that have the potential to create revenue for you.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. That was an amazing conversation. Where will they be selling this book? Will it be on
I'll
Amazon?
put a link on Amazon, yeah.
It's a link on Amazon.
I'll put a link.
I see this one is, the link here is,
That's a
subscribe to the podcast,
Yeah, it's a QR code to the podcast.
Mindset Profits.
Yes.
So please go to YouTube and today I'm not going to say subscribe to my episode. Please, I'm going to say subscribe to Mindset Profits.
Oh yes, mindset and profit.
I saw some that were really, really nice. That I was stalking you over there.
Thank you, man. I actually saw yours and thought you're a good brother to get mentorship from. So I appreciate you.
Yo, man, people always say that I've got something to give. Sometimes I feel like that's what poverty mindset does to us. You don't have shit to give anybody.
Yeah, you're right. That's what poverty mindset does.
So it was very nice. We'll do another episode about South Africa. Until another episode, bye for now.
Thank you.